Hi, in this video we're going to have a look at invoicing and how invoicing works in the app. So the first thing to check is the feature enabled or is it visible? And I can't see any invoicing here. So if I click on here and I go into my user types, and for this profile I've only got one, so click on here and I'm going to enable invoicing. Now there's other things that go hand in hand with invoicing. For example, do you want to track when people pay you? That's quite useful, and that way you can see which invoices haven't been paid, so that's a nice feature to have. Some people use credit notes, a lot of small companies don't. Once again, you can choose to enable that or not. We'll leave it off for now. And we've also got this other concept called cash sales. So traditionally, you issue someone an invoice and then they pay you later. But for example, if you had an art gallery and you sold a painting and someone paid you there and then, essentially both transactions happen at the same time. So you issue them an invoice and they pay you at the same time. So that's what a cash sale is. But for now in this video, we'll just focus on these two things, invoicing and track payments. Little tip, if you're using invoicing and expense management, it's really useful to turn on the dashboard. And you can set the dashboard as the default screen when you log into the app. Okay, so I'm just going to click on save and I'm going to have a look at the dashboard, and that summarizes all of your invoices and all of your income and all of your expenses, and it gives you a rough idea of how well you're trading and so on. Very powerful screen. Now you can use the screen to quickly do an invoice, so just click on here and you can start adding an invoice. You can also add invoices and you can browse all of your invoices through this screen here off the menu, so you can add in an invoice. And the third place where you can create an invoice is if you go in against a contact and you have a look at a contact, you can see all of the invoices. So in the same way that you can see all the documents and notes and estimates for this person, you can also see it automatically filters all of the invoices for this person. So I just want to demonstrate now how easy it is to do an invoicing. So a lot of people put invoicing off because it's such an arduous task, but there's huge advantages if you can do it quickly and efficiently. It'll help your cash flow, and it'll get the money into your company as quick as possible. So if I click on add, it automatically puts in a lot of information for me. It knew which contact I was looking at. So it knows the invoice date. It knows roughly when this should be paid, and I can now type in a description. So this is a sample demo invoice. And I can just type in the amount, 175. It automatically pulls through the terms and the notes, so that saves me having to retype it each time. And you can update those if you go into the menu, go to System Settings, and go to System Defaults. The other thing you can update in there, in the System Defaults, is you can switch off and on tax. And you can input the tax rate, so it automatically calculates all of that for you. And we'll have a look at that in a separate video. So to produce this invoice, all I've had to do is just go into sample demo invoice, type in this, click save, and that's it done. So we have a concept in accounting of having a draft invoice, and that's like a work in progress invoice. So I could come out of the system now, I could do something else, and I can always go in and see my work in progress invoices. Oh right, I didn't quite complete this one, so I can click on it and I can edit it at any point in time and update it. Once you've finished with an estimate, what you do is you click on Finalize the Invoice. And an invoice to a customer, it's almost like a legal contract. And what that will do is it means that you're telling them that you owe me this money. So what it does is it assigns, once you finalize an invoice, it assigns an invoice number. which will be unique to that transaction. And that's really important, especially at the end of the year when it comes to doing an audit of your accounts. Okay, so if you check all of the invoices that you've received from your suppliers, it'll always have a unique invoice number for that document. Okay, and that's how easy it is to do an invoice. Now, all it required me to do is just input 2 pieces of information, a description and an invoice number. Similar to an estimate or whatever, we also have the concept of being able to have detailed line items. So I can click on Edit, and I can now click and I can do a breakdown. So I can say, right, I can I want to invoice them and spell out exactly what I did. So I prepared the surfaces and I'm charging 200 for that, and then I add another one, and then I applied 2 coats of paint, and once again that was £305, and I used some materials as well, so some expenses. So this was paint and cleaning equipment, and this is one 350. No, it wasn't. It was about 85 or 86. Yeah. Click Save. Click. So now I've got my three line items. Click back. It automatically summarizes the total of the invoice based on the line items. So your invoicing can be as simple or as complicated as you like. And I just click on Save. Okay, and that's invoicing. Once you click back, you can then see all your draft invoices. You can see the from and to date. So just explaining these filters. So this is all of the invoices. This is a current invoice. So a current invoice is an invoice that has been finalized but not paid, not fully paid. And then we've got overdue invoices. So this is invoices that you've created that haven't been paid but should have been paid by now. So obviously if you issued an invoice today and finalized it, it wouldn't be overdue yet. So it's only the older invoices that should have paid. Those would appear in the overdue. Once again, very, very powerful. But all of this, once we move back and we have a look at the dashboard, you can now see all of this being summarized. And there's a really nice concept here called drill through. And it just means that any figure in this dashboard, you can click on it and see the detail behind it. Yeah. So move back. And all it does really is when you click on it, it takes you into the invoice section and automatically applies the date filters for this month. Yeah. But it's a really nice way of staying in control of things. Once again, the big advantage is as soon as the job's done, rather than waiting a week to get the invoice out, get it out straight away, get paid early, and that'll help improve your cash flow. The other thing, similar to all of the other features, when you're in the invoicing section, then you've also got the quick reports. So we can click on here, and based on whatever criteria you're looking at, it'll put that that data into this nice report, or it'll dump it out into Excel. Once again, very powerful. Good. So I think that more or less covers invoicing, and there'll be other videos about how to configure the system defaults and the automated emails that go out to customers and so on, but we'll cover that in a separate video. So catch you soon on the next video. Cheers.